We're going to do number 6 and 7 to start with. Okay, we're going to start with number 6, and we're to find whether this right triangle or this triangle is a right triangle. Directions say tell whether it's a right triangle. Okay, now you need to know how to set this up. We know that it's a squared plus b squared equals c squared. But without our loincloth, without our right angle symbol, we don't know which one is supposed to be c squared. And so we don't know which ones are legs. It appears that 14 and 10 might be legs, but we need to do more than just be able to say from appearance. So we know the longest side is always c squared. All right, so we have to look and see which one of these is the longest. It's kind of hard to tell because we've got 4 root 19 up here. Well, in your mind, you can kind of say, what's close to the root 19? Well, 16, square root of 16 is close to the square root of 19, and that would be 4. And 4 times 4 is 16, and that's the highest number that we have up here of any of these sides. So this has got to be the longest side. So we're going to set that up as our c squared. And we're going to say 4 root 19 squared. And then b squared will be 10. And then a squared would be 14 squared. Now remember before I had told you, if you can't remember, well, let's go ahead and do 14 squared first. 14 squared is 196. And 10 squared is 100. Okay, now I told you before, if you can't remember what you're allowed to do with square roots, you can always try it in your mind with x. And so if you had 2x squared, by the rules of exponents, you should know to apply the square to the 2, and then apply it to the x. And so the same thing is true over here. We're going to square the 4, and then we're going to square the square root of 19, which just gives us 19. So 4 times 19, 16 times 19, 4 squared is 16. 16 times 19 is 304. Okay, and 196 plus 100 is 296. Close, but not close enough. This is not a right triangle. Not. Okay, looking at the next one. Number 7. We have a real skinny triangle here. Okay, and we have root 26. And root 26 is close to root 25, so it's a little bit more than 5. More than 5. Okay, then we have 5, and we have 1. It's just a little bit more than 5, though. Okay, so this is our longest side, so we know that's going to be c squared. So we're going to say 26, square root of 26, squared, and then we're going to put 5 squared and 1 squared. 1 squared is 1, 5 squared is 25, and the square root of 26 squared is 26. 26 does equal 26, so this is a right triangle. Okay, and the reason we chose 26 as our longest side is because it's more than 5, it's more than the other 2 sides, so we set it up as our c squared. Okay, the next one says, tell whether the given side lengths of a triangle can represent a right triangle. Now this one's a little bit easier even than what we've been doing because, well, it could be easier if you don't have any roots. We're doing number 10. And that says, could 9, 10, and 15 make a right triangle? Well, you're going to apply your Pythagorean theorem. And you're going to say, the longest side we have there is 15. So we're going to square that. 10 squared. And 19, oops, not 19, 9 squared. 9 squared is 81, plus 10 squared is 100, plus 15 squared is 225. Just check that. I'm doing that from my head. Yep. So we get 181 and 225. That's not equal. And I guess I should be putting question marks there because we don't know. It's not equal, so this is not a right triangle. The Pythagorean theorem works on every triangle that was ever drawn in the world. And this is God's order. This is something man discovered. Man did not invent this. God invented this, and man has discovered it. Okay, we're going to do number 18. Now, if you remember, we talked about if you have a right triangle, okay, if you stretch these side lengths longer, but you don't change the length of this side, when you stretch these longer, then it's going to become an acute triangle. Okay, but if you make those side lengths shorter, it's going to become an obtuse triangle. Put our little man up here. Okay, he's doing splits, and this here is Bruce Lee or Jackie Chan practicing their splits for karate. Okay, so let's do number 18. So a squared plus b squared, we're going to put this down here as a reminder. If a squared plus b squared is greater than c squared, it's an acute triangle. Because the longer these legs get, the smaller the angle. And if a squared plus b squared is less than c squared, we know it's obtuse. And if you're wondering where to find that information again, you've forgotten it, you can find it at the bottom of page 443. Okay, so 5, 6, and 7, what kind of triangle is that? Using our Pythagorean theorem, we would say 5 squared plus 6 squared. We're just going to put a circle here because we don't know. 7 squared. Okay. 49 is 7 squared. 6 squared is 36. And 5 squared is 25. 25 plus 36 is 61. And 61 is greater than 49. So this is an acute triangle. Okay, I'm going to erase that one and do another one. Okay, number 19. 12, 16, and 20. The longest side we have is 20, so we're going to do 20 squared equals, or not equals, we should put a circle there because we don't know. 12 squared, 16 squared, and 20 squared. That's 400. 16 squared is 256, and 12 squared is 144. 144 plus 256 is 400, and 400 is equal to 400, so this is a right triangle. Let's do number 21. Okay, number 21, 15 squared plus 20 squared, and then we need to know what the relationship is with 36 squared. So 36 squared is 1296. 20 squared is 400. 15 squared is 225. So this is 625 is way less than 1296. This doesn't even make a triangle. 15 plus 20 is not long enough to make a triangle. That's 35. So it's not even going to reach. So that's not even a triangle. Okay, let's do number 23. Number 23. 8.2 squared plus 4.1 squared and 12.2 squared. Once again, I've put an equal sign there, and I should not have. Okay, 12.2, I definitely can't do these in my head, is 148.84. Now it has to be exact for it to be a right triangle, keep that in mind. 4.1 squared is 1681, and 8.2 squared is 67.24. Add 67.24 and 16.81 and you get 69.05. And that is way less than 148.84. Let's see if this will even make a triangle. 8.2 plus 4.1 has to be more than 12.2. It's barely more than 12.2. So this is, it's 12.3. So this triangle is very obtuse. It's looking like that. So this is an obtuse triangle. And we know that because if this is less than c squared, we're looking at this information down here.